I won the lottery, faked being broke to test my family, then gave the money to the ones who cared. I won $2.4 million on a scratch-off at the gas station by my apartment, and the clerk took a photo of me with the giant check while everyone clapped. But instead of feeling happy, I felt a hard knot in my stomach because I knew what would happen when my family found out. So I put the ticket in a safety deposit box and decided to see who loved me when I had nothing to give. I had always been the person they called for money, the one who covered car repairs, rent, and surprise bills, the one who paid my brother's tuition when our parents couldn't, and I wanted to know if any of them would show up for me without a payout. I said my rent was due, and my bank account was empty, and unemployment would take weeks. I called out sick from the warehouse, then told everyone I got fired for attendance because of budget cuts. Last hired, first fired, and I started acting broke on purpose. I sold my PlayStation in front of them, sold my bike on Marketplace, boxed up my TV, and let the apartment look bare. Then I asked for small help that was easy to give. Just a ride to an interview, a plate at Sunday dinner, a short loan to keep the lights on. My sister Ashley, who I had helped with 3 different car payments, told me they were keeping dinners small to save food, so maybe when I got back on my feet. My brother Alex stopped answering, and when he finally texted, he wrote, "Can't talk right now. Busy at work. Hope you figure it out." My parents said I could move back into my old bedroom if I paid them $800 a month because it would teach me responsibility, and maybe this was the wake-up call I needed. I had never asked them for anything big, and they were setting a price just to let me sleep under a roof I grew up in. While my family pulled back, people I barely knew stepped in without me asking. My neighbor Margaret, who was old enough to be my grandma and knew me only from hallways and elevator rides, knocked on my door with a bag of groceries and said everyone needs help sometimes, and that I could pay it forward when I could. Steve, from the warehouse, a guy I talked sports with at lunch, said he had me, and he put his card down day after day even when I protested. Omar, at the bodega, pushed a coffee across the counter and waved away my dollar and said coffee is cheap and friendship isn't. My mailman Miguel asked if I was okay because I wasn't getting packages like usual, and later he handed me a container of his wife's food and said food shouldn't go to waste. 2 months went by like that. My family stayed distant except for short texts about how I should hustle harder. I was past my limit. I picked a Saturday and told my family to come over because we needed to talk, and they all showed up right on time, like they were afraid I would ask for money and they wanted to control the conversation. Ashley brought her husband and stood with her arms crossed. Alex kept checking his phone. My parents sat on the couch like judges waiting to deliver a sentence. I walked in wearing the lottery winner t-shirt from the ceremony and held the framed photo of me with the giant check, and I set it on the table. "Remember when I said I was broke and needed help?" I asked. Well, I wasn't. I told them the truth in one breath, that the ticket was safe, that I had been a millionaire the whole time, and that I wanted to see who would stand by me when I had nothing to offer. The room went hot, fast. Ashley's face flashed red and white, and she said I had lied to them for 2 months. Alex started stuttering and said he was about to help me, and he was waiting for the right time. My mom called it manipulative and said they raised me better. And my dad said we deserved a fair share because we are your family, and family doesn't abandon each other. I said we could talk about manipulation after we talked about charging your unemployed son rent to sleep in his childhood room. My dad stood up and leaned over the table. He said I owed them. I said I didn't. Then I opened the door to the hallway and waved in the people who had actually showed up. Margaret stepped in holding her purse. Steve walked in with his work boots. Omar wiped his hands on his apron, and Miguel held his cap. I said these 4 helped me when I had nothing, and I had a surprise for them. Margaret, your nursing school is paid in full, all $40,000. Steve, go pick out a reliable car and put it in your name. Omar, your daughter's wedding is covered. Miguel, your son's medical bills are handled. My family exploded. Ashley started shouting that blood is thicker than water. Alex said I was giving his future away to strangers. My parents threatened to disown me and said I would regret this. You can't disown someone you already walked away from, I said, and I pointed to the door. They left in a hurry, bumping chairs and talking about lawyers as the door slammed behind them. Now my family is saying I'm cruel for testing them like that. Was I wrong?